Hello everybody, welcome to a video. Now, from the fact that I am using gameplay in the background as I talk, and you're probably confused as to why this is on an anime theory. Yes, I am playing an anime game, suck it up. But, the reason it's on a anime theory is, so I'm gonna give backstory first. So, 3 days ago, a YouTuber by the name of Jaiden Animations created an anime intro, probably to celebrate 10 million subscribers. Congratulations to her. By the way, go subscribe. She's a great animation YouTuber that I watch semi-often. I say semi-often because I rarely watch YouTube to begin with, for some reason. Don't ask me why. But that's getting beyond topic. And to sum it up, I wanted to give not backstory because there isn't really backstory to it, but I do want to explain the anime and give it, for whatever random reason that popped into my head while I was thinking of this idea for an episode. I want to make my own personal little headcanon to why things are the way they are in the Jaiden Animations intro. You'll see what I mean in, like, just a second after I finish explaining everything. But in short, and as you'll see, because I'm gonna show the anime intro on here, but you should go watch the official video. I'm gonna credit all of what you're going to see in this video to Jaiden Animations, all the animations, the actual anime intro is all. I'm all gonna credit that to Jaiden Animations, but I want to show you guys the glory and beauty that is this song. I mean, this intro. I'm gonna. I don't want to be mad. I don't want anybody to get mad with me, but I'm merely gonna show you the video because I am horrible at explaining stuff if you haven't figured that out from any of my videos. Which is why I always say go look at the official thing because I am not good at explaining stuff. So, in essence, we're going to be watching the video and then I'm going to be creating my own personal little headcanon to the backstory behind the anime intro. Because it's an anime, there's going to be backstory. Screw it, let's get into it. Alright, we're here, and there's an ad, but we're going to be watching this. I don't have the actual sound turned on. So we're going to look through this. There's pieces of shards. There's animation, a couple of pictures in the background, wrong video. We have the intro, we have that little thing. And ton of people popping up in the background. And then ton of alternate reality Jaidens. As you can see, there are multiple pictures in the background. There's Ari in the background. There's a picture of Ari in the background. She's working on an animation, and then you see all of this destruction in the background, which sort of brought on this thing in the first place, but I don't really care. You see this picture of Ari, and then it gets cut, broken, sort of that. You walk outside. She summons a sword out of a pen for some bloody reason. And then we have this honestly great fight scene. I'm not gonna lie, it's amazing animation. It's closer to our art style than, and it actually has some decent animation, but yes, it has some really good anime-esque qualities to it. And that's the end of it. So, okay, so what did we see in that? And yes, I'm going back to this because I need something in the background, because this is not just my face. I'm using the actual camcorder. So, what did we just... So, what is my little personal little headcanon to why things are the way they are? What happened in this alternate reality, which looks freaking amazing, and I genuinely want an anime off of this, but that's besides the point. I want this an official anime, but besides that point, what does... What could be the backstory behind this anime? What could be the backstory? What could be a backstory behind the world that we see in this short little animation? Because mind you, it ain't long. It's not like a 30-minute, half-hour long special. It it's genuinely amazing, but I am going off of stuff that doesn't actually have an explanation. But I'm gonna try for some Lord forgiven reason, and I'm going to try to give an explanation for a world that needs no explanation. I'm literally doing this because I want to. But, without further ado, let's get into it. So, what is my headcanon, and why does my headcanon make any sort of sense? Why are you even... if you're still on the video, I applaud you. So, in essence, my sort of thought process with this is there's this dystopian society, and for those of you who don't know who Ari is, even though I keep mentioning her, Ari is Jaiden's bird in real life. Yes, she puts her bird into her videos. So, the bird is conspicuously absent. The world is sort of broken. There's all this dystopian society raging around this one house that still miraculously is alive. And we have Jaiden with a pen that turns into a sword. And bird robots hunting her down. You see why this is sort of confusing? And why this is weird to make an explanation video off of? There's very little context in which you could base something off of, but I'm going to try to anyway. It's gonna work out fine. And we're gonna try and explain stuff while not horrifically losing in this game. Sound good? It sounds good. So, in essence, my headcanon and why I support this headcanon, besides the fact that I genuinely want this into an anime, and this may give her some motivation, give her an idea on how to make the anime. I'm not trying to do this. I'm just a guy who likes an anime intro, and I'm gonna talk about it. So, in essence, what my headcanon is that sometime around, like, I don't know, 2030? Yeah, we're gonna go with 2030. Because it has to be sometime in the future, but sometime before... So, Jaiden... As we know, Jaiden's animation doesn't look... Jaiden's version of herself doesn't look too much older than her current version. So we can't place this too far into the future. So we're just gonna place this, like, 10 years into the future. We're gonna give it a best case scenario and put this 10 years into the future. sometime before the animation actually starts, there's some sort of evil. I'm not gonna say what the evil is because genuinely, why I'm gonna why it sounds weird, but in essence, there is a future in sometime in the future. Something happens to both Ari and the rest of the world. When this happened, when this happened, sometime around then, Ari become no, I'm not gonna say it. Ari's gone, and the world is destroyed by presumably the robots. Because how else are you gonna explain this? This is robots. They're robots. They're robots that attack Jaiden specifically. We don't see anybody else directly, or at least anybody who I assume is alive or doing well at that point in time when the intro takes place within its own alternate reality. So, the idea is that our good pal, that Jaiden, is the sole survivor of an apocalypse. A very bird-related apocalypse. Now, I know what you're thinking is crazy. I'm gonna call it crazy too. And we're gonna call it a bird revolution. I know that sounds stupid, and you have no reason at all to hear me out, because I genuinely have nothing to explain this away. But let's be honest, there's everyone, no other humans are seen alive and at the current moment in time of in the timeline of the animation at the point where she starts fighting the robot birds. We see no other humans alive. We only see pictures of Ari, and for some unexplained reason, there are bird robots hunting her. Keyword on bird robots. So there was a bird revolution. I'm not going to explain how, I'm not going to explain why, because it makes no sense. Anything I say will not make any sense. But under one circumstance or another, Ari gets turned in to the pen. This helps explain the magical abilities of this pen to turn into a giant anime sword. So, Ari gets turned into the pen sometime during this revolution, because I'm assuming it involves magic, otherwise birds can't revolt. So, sometime during the revolution, Ari gets turned into a pen. Jaiden, being the lone, this somehow protects her from the revolution, from all the bird robots, and her house for a specific amount of time. The birds, thinking she was defeated along with the rest of the humans, leaves her house, leaves the place alone, and does not come back. Our protagonist, aka Jaiden, starts making animations to cope with the fact that, her bird is dead and her bird is a pen. Yes, I'm trying to explain everything in the weirdest way possible. Don't judge me. So, she's trying to cope with the fact that the world has basically ended because of a bird revolution, and that and the fact that her bird got turned into a pen, and for the time is basically dead until she can rejuvenate her bird and fix the stuff that was done to her bird to make her a pen. She starts fighting. And the robots slowly start coming to her house, realizing she wasn't dead. They send small robots, and sometime during then, she figures out that the pen that she was given has magical properties. Those magical properties turning it into a sword, which she then uses to take on the robots. Leading us to current day, leading us to the current version of Jaiden, who's working on animations with an apocalypse going outside, and robot Bert and mechanized robots hunting her down, and her having a pen that turns into a sword, and the conspicuous absence of Ari during this animation. So, that's my ideas. I genuinely don't think she ever planned for that to happen, or she didn't even plan for anyone to look into this at all. But I'm gonna try. And I hope this made sense. Anyway, guys, see you in the next one. Peace.